Well, I can understand that point. Tim, I do have a bad habit of tweeting fools at ungodly hours of the night. But the thing is they answer me back. It's like 1 a.m. Even Tether in Green Bay and Sarah T in Providence reply to me, and they're still wide awake. It's 3 hours later, Jim.
But Larry, what are the replies? Are the replies "leave me alone, creep"? I mean, what are they saying to you?
No, they're not leaving me alone. They're like, this is what I'm going to do on the ATP tomorrow. And Tether says stuff like, you can be on the Woodscope. I'm having a drink, team date. I mean, it just goes on and on. So they're harassing me just like I'm doing to them.
And my takeaway from that was Lawrence is not only hassling Rube and Roland, but also lady clones like Sarah and Tether. This always goes to show there is a jungle culture. There is the show within the show. There is the culture. I mean, you might not have even understood what he was talking about. He was talking about also the Woodscope. Do you know what the Woodscope is? 12 Wood? 12 Wood has got his own scope, apparently, which he does, I think, once a week. Friday and Saturday nights. And he just goes, he lets it rip. He does his thing, and other clones call in and check him out while he does his scope. He interviews them while they're on speakerphone. And apparently Sarah's done the show. Tether has done the show. My man Jim Benton has done the show. Now, when I talk about Stucknut is the jungle historian at Stucknut, Steve. And my man knows more about this show probably than even I do. But Jim Benton predates the Nut. That's how far back he goes. I mean, he is the oldest. When I talk old school like Iray, old school like Silk, my man Jim Benton was working on this show when we first had a website. Like when I first went on the internet, the quote, World Wide Web, my man Jim Benton was doing it. Benton has got video and pics that you will not believe. Stuff that even the Nut doesn't have. He's been on the show. Hey, Wood, I know I'm blowing you up right now. I've never heard it. I don't want to hurt your feelings, bro. I've never heard it. But I know it's gotten back to me that you're trying to get me to come on. Hey, you never know, man. I might get into the Magic Blue one night and lob you a telephone call. It could happen. And it could happen in the holiday season because I spend more time doing laps in the blue during the holiday season. You never know. You never know. Maybe it's Friday. I'll give you an example. Friday night, we've got a family party. So you know what that means, don't you? I'm going to have to duck out. Sorry, I got to get out for a few moments. I might make that call this Friday night. Let's go to Wisconsin. I mentioned this guy. If this guy's calling the show, you know something good happened to him too. 12 Wood in Wisconsin. Wood, what's going on?
Roll me wrong. How you doing?
Bro, tell me about the scope. Like I know about the scope. I talked about the scope. You are the host of your own scope. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, it just kind of happened on accident where we just, at a campfire one night, we decided to do a scope. Me and my twin brother, 512 Lumber. And we decided to start calling clones. And it just blew up. So next week we did it again. You name the clone, we've had them on.
Like who? What? Give me for those who don't know, who's calling the show? Who have you interviewed? And what's the show about? What do you guys do exactly?
Some of the bigger names were Silk Bra. We had Trapper. We had Terrence. We had
Terrence. Did you say you had Terrence?
Mike. Terrence was on, yeah.
All right, bro. So if I couldn't find Terrence for 10 years, how did you find him?
I had a connection in Dick Flowers.
Okay, sure.
He helped me out. He was my connection. Yeah, it was really awesome.
All right, so let me ask you this. As a host of a show, Wood, let me ask you something. I'm going to ask you what I get all the time. Who's your favorite guest, 12 Wood?
Who's my Trapper by far?
Really?
Trapper was the type of guy I said, hi, Trapper, and then he talked for an hour. It was great.
Yeah, isn't that great as a host? You don't have to do anything at all.
No, yeah, he sat there, he talked about his history. If you're looking for a good podcast interview, Trapper would be a good one. But this Friday we have Chris Nolan or St. Pete. We have Golden Bait Warrior. We have Pauly T. We have maybe Cal in Vegas. And Rich and Top is right here.
Hey, bro, you know what the thing is? Here's the thing. When you're you and you've got the best of the best, there is this challenge to keep raising the bar, right? So when you've already done 10 or 12 of the best clones, where do you go from there? You don't want to drop that bar. You don't want to start getting C-level clones.
What are you doing? I mean, Friday night, so we could use a Jim Rome on the show.
You know, like I said, I've got a family. I've got a family party, so it's going to be hard for me to break away from the fam. You know, if I say to Janet, hey, listen, I really don't want to disrespect your family or our family, but I got to go lob a phone call to 12 Wood, she may or may not understand that. Actually, knowing Janet, she probably would understand that. I'm going to say it's a coin flipper. I might get there. What time does your show air?
Your time would be 7 o'clock. So 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock California time.
I would never be far enough in the bag by then to do that, but maybe. That might work. Maybe after a workout. Maybe so.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
All right, Wood, listen, fight the good fight. Keep it going. You know I wish you all the best for the show. That's 12 Wood. All right, so he picked up the phone and said, hey, man, I'm going to call the guy myself. I'll find out. I respect that. He never calls the show because he's got his own show. He's probably too busy producing and getting ready to host his own show. The 12 Wood Scope. Trapper is his favorite guest. Listen.
Hey, guy.
I love Trapper. Just period. I love Trapper.
I'm Trapper.
I love Trapper. Trapper has gone back with me, and we've been through a lot. He's been through a lot with the show personally. I love Trapper. I'm not at all surprised to hear a guy who interviews clones as his passion tell me that his favorite clone or his favorite interview is Trapper. Why do you think I let Trapper on the air every time he calls? Why do you think that I don't make him wait? Because I feel the same way about Trapper.
30 pieces of silver.
30 pieces of silver. Tramps like us, bro.
Tramps like us.
Trapper, my man. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. In fact, all you clones, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.